Most people think that positivity is ignoring your problems, being happy all the damn time, and floating on a cloud of good vibes. But true positivity is so much deeper than that. It is the conscious, deliberate choice to align your energy with the reality that you want to attract, even in the dark. Positivity is how you stay in the vibration to bring your dreams into reality. This episode is for anyone who wants to manifest more but can't seem to stay in positivity consistently. If you are tired of the surface level, good vibes only message, this one is for you. If you are a light worker, if you're a dreamer, if you are a doer ready to align your energy and to attract exactly what you want, stay tuned for this episode. The affirmation is, I exude and attract positive energy. You ready? Get set. Let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of From the Ground to the Crown, a podcast community where we grow with intention, elevate our mindset, and step into the highest version of ourselves unapologetically. I'm your host, your girl, Kenesha B, and as always, shout out to y'all for showing up with me. Today, we are talking about positivity, positive energy, the law of attraction again, because it's such a big thing right now to really use our power, our magic, our light to create the life that we want. The energy of the world is so potent that this is the season for you to do these things. Today's affirmation from the Hey Fring Hey card deck says, positivity isn't always about sunshine and rainbows. It's about being able to see and walk towards the light even in the darkest tunnels, friend. And the affirmation is, I exude and attract positive energy. The ism for today's episode is, light ain't light until it's been through the darkness. Let me say that again. Light ain't light until it's been through the darkness. That is true positivity. Let's talk about the myth here. The myth is that positivity means being positive looks like you're always happy and smiling and nothing happens to you and things don't go wrong. People put that expectation on me when they see me on social media or when they see me out in public. They're like, oh my God, you're always so positive. Yeah, that's because I've been through so much darkness that my light is not determined by if I'm happy or not. My positivity comes from something that is way deeper than that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The truth is, positivity is choosing the energy that you wish to align, the energy that attracts what you want, even when you don't see it yet. And most of the time, being positive looks like attracting things that you know is possible in here when you can't see it out here. But you have so much faith in yourself that you stay positive because you're leaving no room for yourself to not attract the things that you want. You're like, this is the only way. This is the only plan, is to be positive and use the energy to attract what I want. I'm adding and including the law of attraction here because your energy is like an order form for the universe, right? What you put out there is truly what you get back. That's like a vibrational match. And positivity is the thing that submits the request to the universe. So when you ask for a relationship, when you ask for the house, when you ask for the new job, and you over here with your negative energy and you're not exuding positive energy, the request might get denied. The request might not even get submitted. Okay? If your energy is the order form and positivity is the submission, your faith will send the delivery to you. Your faith is the thing that makes space for the delivery to come through. Let me say that again. If your energy is the order form and positivity is the thing that submits your order to the universe, faith is the thing that creates the space for your delivery. So we have this notion that once we say it, it just is so. That's true, but to a certain extent. Because people like to just claim things and say things, but not put any power into submitting the order to the universe. You want a different circle of people around you. You want a higher paying job. You want a bigger house. And then you put all of this negative, low vibrational energy into the universe. Where is your request going? It's not going anywhere. It's stuck in transmission because the universe is confused. How are you trying to attract things, but you're not exuding the things? That does not make any sense. That is not how this works. Now, let me tell you my personal story with the experience of positivity. When I came out of a relationship in 2017, I was down bad. I mean, I was like, I was just working. That was all I was doing, working. I just lost, just like I said, got out of that relationship. My dog had just died. I was so depressed. I was crying all the time. It was just such a stressful time of my life. But you know what? I never stopped showing up for myself. I never doubted that I was going to be okay. I went to work, bloodshot eyes sometimes, put my glasses on, and I showed up and I gained great service and I made space for people and I still affirmed for myself. I had my affirmation card deck brewing, not the deck, but I had the affirmations brewing. I was coaching people to a certain extent. I was literally just being positive and I was claiming what was mine. I was going to get a house. I was going to start traveling the world. I was going to be in another relationship again. I said these things and I didn't stop at anything. I had so much faith that the universe was not going to keep me down, that I was going to be up again. And a year later, all of that stuff that I manifested, all of the journal entries that I wrote and put like pen to paper, said this was my life, came to fruition like in a year. And looking back, I know that if I hadn't been as positive, if I let my current view of my life distort my faith and what is true for me, I probably would have used that low vibrational energy to attract more shit, honestly. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. This is where I'm going. This is what I want. This is what I'm attracting. And since then, and even before then, I knew that. But that was really a testament in adulthood that I could go from being I was so low. It was just crazy. To being so low to going up in 12 months. I bought a house. I traveled like to 3 different countries in a year. I met Dino on Tinder. You know, like, I was like, yo, like last year, this year. And now with the way that the universe is spinning, the way that the world is turning faster, you can attract things so much more quickly. In days, weeks, you can have a different life if you remain positive. Because the light ain't the light until it's been through the darkness. Okay? Let me also say this. Positivity will shift your circumstance. And if you are intentional about it, it will create the life that you want. You can attract anything here. I always say this. The hardest thing to do in this world as humans is to make another human. So the mamas, they are like mind-blowing to me. Because you made a brain, you made teeth, you made a heart and lungs. Like, whoa, that is insane to me. So like, I can't conceptualize it. I know they do it every day, but it's like, what do you mean you made a baby, right? If you're not trying to make a baby, then everything else you can attract. Money is a frequency. A job, a frequency. School, a new car, it's just energy. You can bring that into your experience. Yeah, of course. Nothing. There's nothing. But if you are not putting it out there, if you're not exuding positive energy, the request ain't gonna get submitted to the universe. And if you don't have the faith, even after you exude positivity, if you don't maintain the faith, even when you can't see it yet, it's not coming. It's not. That's it. So a lot of times you need to take a deep look at yourself. You hear yourself saying that this is what you want, but is your energy matching that? Is your faith matching that? Obviously not. Because if it was, you would be attracting what it is that you're trying to call in. Fake positivity won't get you nowhere. But let's get to the root and rise segment of this episode so that we can talk more about the fake positivity, because y'all not low. I see you. Before that, I want to remind you, subscribe to the episode, friend. If you're watching on YouTube right now, go ahead and click the button at the bottom of the screen so that you can stay tuned for all of the newness. This is the second to last episode of season 1 for the podcast, and I'm so excited for more guests, more content, more dope topics in season 2, and I want you to be in the know when that drops. So go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow and rate the podcast. I want to know what you think about the content, the episodes, me. Drop me a note. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Welcome to the Root and Rise segment of the podcast, where we take a thought that once had us stuck, dig deep into it, and elevate it to a crown perspective so that we can look at things differently. Positivity. It is a vibration. It's not just smiles and people try to fake positivity all the time, and it feels weird and it looks weird and people are not low. Okay? Fake positivity is so damn dangerous because, especially when it comes to social media, you see people, you see their posts, you see the joy that they staged, you see them being positive and saying positive affirmations, and then you read their energy or you meet them and you're like, 2 + 2 is not equal to 4 here. What's going on? For me, anyway, that is my experience. I don't even have to meet somebody to know that they're being fake. I can feel it. I am such a reader that I'm like, nah, I don't even want to deal with it. You could walk in a room and I already know I'm going to stay away from you because no thank you. It's nastiness covered as a smile, and I don't want that shit near me. So keep it out of my space, out of my field. It's dangerous, especially if it's unhealed energy, which a lot of us are working through. We're all on healing journeys. But when people are not trying to heal themselves and they show up with a smile, be careful. Because those people will create chaos in your life and you don't want them problems. And if you are one of these people, fake positivity people, pushing and preaching affirmations, but you don't got your shit together, stop it. Get away. Okay? It's weird as hell. And we can see it. And we're tired of it. The people who are truly being positive, who are truly locked in and are creating the life that they want, stay away from us. Don't let our light attract you because we don't need the darkness anymore. We have enough. We've been through enough. We want to be left alone. Okay? I'm going to say that. When you focus on lack, all it's going to do is create more lack. When you focus on a negative, all it's going to do is create more negativity. That is what this whole thing is. The law of attraction literally says whatever you put out is what is going to come back to you. You attract what you are. All of the phrases and the isms and the sayings that we've heard time and time again are boiling down to frequency. Being positive is a frequency. It's a vibration. And if you put it out with intention and clarity, it will absolutely spin the block for you. There's nothing else that it can do. It's a boomerang. And so you really want to be mindful to not focus on negativity, not focus on lack, even if your situation is not looking positive right now. Things change every single day. You remind yourself it's only today, not tomorrow. It is not written in stone. Nothing is. And there is this gap between what is and what you want, right? Where you currently are and where you want to be. And the only way to bridge the two is having faith and feeling through it. If you do not have faith, like we said earlier, if the faith ain't there, you're not making room for the delivery of your request. If you don't feel what you want, if you are not attracting using your feelings, feeling in your body, and not just emotions, but feeling, true feeling, joy, happiness, yeah, but like you manifest by seeing yourself there and feeling the feelings of what it looks like to achieve whatever it is that you're welcoming in. That is how you attract it. That is how you use your energy as your power. That is how you use positivity. And when you say one thing, but you don't feel confident about it, or you're unsure or uncertain if you deserve it, or you don't feel like you're worthy, it's complicating it. It's not balanced. It's not clear. It's not aligned. And so you feel that. You feel unaligned. You feel confused. You feel unclear or unsure. That is why you have not moved to the next level. That's why you have not truly attracted what it is that you keep trying to call in. Yeah, you want the job, but you don't want to feel good. You don't feel good about it. You don't feel like you deserve it, like you're qualified for it. How could you make so much money? It's money. It's not a brain. It's like, it's not that serious, but it is. And so, again, you have to understand that faith and feeling builds the bridge to get you from where you are to where you want to be, from what is to what you want. You have to have faith and you have to feel through it with positivity. Here's some questions for you. What does being positive actually look like in your toughest moments? Like, how do you show up as a positive person when shit is falling? What does it look like for you in your experience? For me, it looks like just speaking what I want, writing what I want, using my Hey Friend, Hey Affirmation card deck to claim what I want and who I am. I don't let my current experience define me. I just call it a moment. It's so interesting because when I was in high school, life was fucked up. I'm going to just call it what it is. It was tough. And I was so unclear about my life. Only thing I knew was I'm going to college. I'm going to college. I'm going to college. That was clear to me. I was like, I don't care what is happening right now. I'm getting out of here. And I thought of this, and I know I've said this on the podcast before, but I was like, I'm going to write a book one day about my experience. And I'm going to call it Sometimes in Life, Shit Happens. Because it just does. It's just sometimes. It's not all the times. And if you don't make it a woe is me all the time thing, you could get through it. Remember, sometimes in life, shit happens. But you can stay positive through it. And so ask yourself the question, what does being positive look like, actually literally look like in your toughest moments? The next question is, have you ever used positivity as a mask? And what did it cost you? Again, you're not faking anyone. We know you're smiling, but high key, you're drowning. You need help, ask for help. You need something differently, ask for something differently. You want to make a change, then just change. But you have to decide that. You have to own that. You have to get clarity on it and then do it. No excuses. There is no excuse. Being positive isn't something that you fake. You cannot mask positivity. People can see you. It's like, hello, we're turned on too. And so when you try to do it, what does it cost you? Sometimes it costs relationships. Sometimes it costs money. And it damn sure costs a lot of energy to be fake to show up with your mask all the time when inside you're literally crumbling, how exhausting that must be. I've been there. I gave that life up. What you see is what you get. I am a positive person because, yeah, shit is going left and right sometimes. But if I can do something about it, I'm going to do something about it. And if I can't do nothing about it, then hands up, I'm going to do what you want me to do. There's nothing I can do. But I can direct my energy to where I want it to go. I can bridge where I am and where I'm trying to be, where I'm going to be. Yeah, by being positive. That's it. Now let's get to the rise segment, because I really want to talk about how you can use positivity to attract. I'm all about bringing in a beautiful life into my experience. Everything I want, I get. Everything I want, I get. I say this, I harmonize with the frequency of my desires. I harmonize. I level myself up. I raise my vibration to the frequency of what it is that I desire using positivity. The thing that amplifies your power of attraction is gratitude. Being so thankful for the now, even when now is some bullshit, is such, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like extra food when you didn't order that. You ever went somewhere and you ordered something and they gave you extra fry, and you're like, yeah, now I'm definitely not gonna be hungry. Man, I used to love that at Chick-fil-A when I ate Chick-fil-A. Like, put some extra something in my bag. Let me get some extra nuggets in my 10 count. Ooh. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, getting a free something when you didn't even know it. That's what gratitude does. It amplifies your power to attract things. And so, as you're working on being more positive, use gratitude as a tool to anchor yourself in the moments where it's tough. You're like, yo, I don't even know how I'm going to pay this, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to just have right now. I'm so grateful for my phone. I'm so grateful for my home. I'm so grateful for my people. Find things to be grateful for, even when the list of things that is going wrong is long. Because there's always something. There's always something. And if you could put that first above the complaints, wipe out the complaints, put the gratitude up there, you're going, the way that it's going to move so quickly, you're going to be like, whoa, universe, slow down. I'm spinning right now. Yeah, that's the type of energy that it brings. That's how it amplifies in your life. It's gratitude. It is the key to it all. When you treat your thoughts like energetic seeds, you are mindful of what you're planting. When you treat your thoughts like energetic seeds, you are more mindful of what you're planting, because that's what they are. We think so many things, and we think we have no control over the things. But we do. We often do have a lot of control of our thoughts. So when you know you're in control of your thoughts, then you think differently. I had this happen to me literally days ago. I posted something on Threads and I was asking about an airline, and I said something like, I'm not a Qatar girly yet, but I'm getting there. And a day went by, and then my friend sent me a voice note and called my behind out. She was like, girl, if you don't take that down, change your energy. What do you mean you're not a Qatar girly yet? Why not? Why you can't be Qatar girly? Why you can't fly to Thailand on Qatar? Why you can't do business class? And I was like, my friend is right. Thank you, B. Thank you for calling me out. Yeah, why can't I? Who said they won't have a flight deal? Who said I won't get an upgrade? Who said I'm not a Qatar girl yet? Me? I scratched that, changed my mind about it, went online, found a way to be able to get the status to be able to fly business class back to Thailand, and that is what I claim. So when y'all see my content about me flying with my man, cheersing with our champagne, just know that I had to decide. I had to treat my thought like an energetic seed, and I took back what I once thought and pivoted to what I want it to be. So grateful for being able to fly any class. So grateful for being able to afford to fly to Thailand. Even more grateful that your girl can now fly business class. Cause yeah, so why not? Why wouldn't I be able to do it? The plane exists, the class exists, money exists. I can afford it. So I'm doing it. So said, so done. So grateful for people in my circle who call me on my instantly and be like, girl, whoa, it's giving negativity. It's giving low vibes. If you don't have those people in your life, get some today. I'm here. I got you. I will definitely be the one. Okay? Choose positivity as the dominant vibration every day. Like I said, it's going to be tough. There is lack. There is stress. There is grief and loss and sorrow and sadness. All those things are true. They exist. Not taking anything away from those experiences. However, when you feel those, feel it. I'm not telling you not to feel it because, again, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not. Feel those feelings and allow yourself to move through them. Find yourself again. Figure out how you can get back to the positivity. Because you have to keep going. Life is not going to stop because you're sad. It doesn't. That's unrealistic. And whoever said that life is fair is a liar. It's not fair. Things go wrong. We're dealt some messy hands. But it doesn't mean that you can't change. It doesn't mean that your life can't change. It means that you have to use your power and make it the dominant vibration every single day and choose it every single day. And watch how the universe spins on you. Watch how the goodness, how the energy, how the universe really shows up for you. Because that is what it wants to do. It wants to give you what you want. But you've got to want it too. And then surround yourself with everything that keeps you in alignment. Like I said earlier, my friend called me out. I love that I have friends like that. Even a day later, she was like, girl, wait, I saw something crazy on your threads. What you mean you not that girl? What are you talking about? When I just finished calling her out about something days before. She's found a block on me. And I'm like, thank you for those friends. You have to keep everything around you in alignment. It has to just be. You can't have a best friend who's a negative Nancy on your team when you're trying to be positive. You just cannot. Because why would the closest thing to you be something that contradicts what you want? So the universe is like, we hear you saying this, but we also see you hanging with. So what you got going on? Okay, well, until you get clear, we keeping everything over here. And so now you don't manifest anything. And you wonder why it's a struggle. It's your fault. It's confusing to the universe. The universe requires clarity. And until you surround yourself with everything that aligns with where you want to be, you won't get there. Until you surround yourself, align yourself with everything that looks like, feels like, sounds like, smells like where you want to be, you won't get there. It's not rocket science. It just is what it is. It is energy. Get clarity on it. Yeah, the people gotta go. They do. Yeah, they do. The environment, you might have to move. You can't go there no more. You just can't. The habits, drop it like a hot potato. You can't do that no more. I know I did it last time. I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. And watch how the universe is like, oh, she's sacrificing. She's not doing that anymore. We love this. We love this. Let's go ahead and get her that thing. She's moving in the right direction. Let's go ahead and get the job. Let's go ahead and find her, give her try that she's been looking for. Let's go ahead and get her on that flight that she wanted to book business class for. Because, yeah, you got skin in the game. You're being positive. You're showing up for yourself. You're practicing gratitude. You're exuding what it is that you want. And so, yeah, you're aligning with it. It's obvious. Anytime you see a woman glow up, understand the amount of sacrifice that went into it. The amount of darkness she had to look for the light through, to be positive through, even when she didn't see when the blow up was coming. But she believed it to be true. She let her energy submit the request. She let her energy submit the form, write the form. She let her positivity submit the requests. And she let her face make space for the delivery. Every single time. It's so beautiful to me. I want to offer you these questions, and I hope that it helps you to look at positivity in a way that inspires you to do something different today. Yeah. The first question is, how do you keep your energy clear when you're surrounded by negativity? The short answer is you get away from the negativity. And I get it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes the negativity is the people in our house. Sometimes the negativity is the person that we're in a relationship with. Well, I will say that if that is the case for you, you're going to have to change it. If they're not going to change, you're going to have to do something differently. Because you're not going to attract what it is that you truly desire in this world if you are surrounded by negativity. So how do you keep your energy clear? What can you do? What is it that you can do to clear your energy when you're surrounded by positivity? Spend more time away from these people. Spend more time in solitude with yourself or in community with people who are positive. You might have to do a spiritual wash every damn day. You might have to light some incense, Palo Santo, get the spray going. You got to do what you got to do. Clear the energy so that you can get clarity, so that you can be positive enough to have the faith to align and attract with what you want when you're around negativity. The next question is, who in your life helps you see the light when you can't? Again, I'm surrounded by beautiful people, and they show up for me in beautiful ways. And I'm so grateful for the friends and the family that I have. I'm so grateful for my husband, who is a reflection of the love and the positivity that I put out there. So when I can't see it, I've got people that are like, hey, girl, okay now. Yeah, do something different. Here's an idea. Here's a thought. Here's a resource. Here's something. Let's go out. They are showing up for me, and I love that. And if you can't identify anybody in your life who helps you see the light when you can't, I promise you I will be there. You just let me know. Because I'm not leaving anybody who wants the support. I'm not leaving you out. We're riding through this together. But yeah, just ask yourself that question. I want to offer these practical tips to you to help you align with positivity in a way that's not just surface level masks, that you align with positivity to a deeper level so consciously, energetically, physically, you radiate and exude positivity so that you can attract what it is that you want. The first tip is to script your reality. Sometimes we got to write it down to be able to see it. Most of the time we got to write it down. So write daily as if what you want is already yours. Don't talk about it in I will. Don't talk about it in future tense. Present tense. I am, I do, I make. I already told y'all how many times I had to write how much I want to make as a project manager before I got the position. I wasn't saying I will make. I'm going to. I am. I do. Period. Script your reality. The next thing is identify your vibe checks, right? Notice when your mood drops. Pause and then pivot it. But you have to be aware of your body. You have to be aware of how you're feeling to be honest with yourself when your vibe is off. And when your vibe is off, just check yourself and pivot it. If you're like, oh, God, everything all the time, like, you know what? That's not true. It's not all the time. It's only sometimes in life. And no, it's not all the time I attract. No. I get that up. I call it something different. And pivot your thought to a better one. Have like a list of things that you're grateful for and list them as often as you can. So gratitude stacking, again, amplifies the power of your attraction, of your energetic match to the things that you want. And if you could list like 3 things a day to be grateful for, baby, the power is yours. So practice some some gratitude stacking to really raise your energy. And do an energy audit. Sometimes you need to be able to identify what consistently lowers or raises your energy. What pours into you, what takes away from you. And when you can do that energy audit, it'll help you to have boundaries. It'll help you to move away from things, to remove things and people who don't match the energy. They don't match the vibe. But you need to be able to do an audit for yourself and say, you know what? If I'm being honest, this don't feel good anymore. And you don't have to subscribe to it. You don't have to agree to it. Let it go. Sometimes it's difficult, but it's not impossible, right? And the last thing is micro alignments. When you take small inspired actions that feel good right now, it magnifies what will feel good, what you're calling in, what you're attracting later. Sometimes you don't have the money for certain things, but you have the money to do something smaller. So yeah, I may not be able to buy the purse or the shoes or take the trip I want, but I could take myself for a little gelato. I might not be able to fly to Italy today, but yeah, maybe I could take myself to Haagen-Dazs. Like those micro alignments just help you feel the vibe. No, maybe you can't get to the Amalfi Coast, but can you get to any beach? I might not be able to always fly business class, but maybe I could just pay for a little lounge access every now and then. What can I do that helps me build the stepping stones to what I really, really, really want to do? Because all that's doing is priming my body, priming my mind, priming my reality for the truth that I want to experience, for what it is that I'm attracting. So consider those practical tips, and I hope that supports you growing more positive in your life. I want to remind you again, the ism is light ain't light until it's been through the darkness. So just know that in order for you to truly be positive, to exude positivity, you're going to go through some stuff. And it's not going to be light. It's going to be heavy and dark. That's okay, because it don't last always. Sometimes in life. Remember that. Before I head out today, friends, I'm going to leave you with this journal prompt. Where in your life right now can you shift your thoughts and feelings to align with the reality you want to attract? What are you doubting? Where are you unsure or unclear? Where don't you feel worthy? What don't you feel worthy of? Where in your life right now can you look at all those things and say, okay, this don't align with what I'm attracting. This is just not. It doesn't make sense here. Because you can't be low vibrational and negative and trying to attract something that's high vibrational and positive. It's just it's not gonna work. So you have to really be able to identify those. And I hope that journal prompt helps you to do just that. I hope this episode was good for you. I hope that it allows you to attract something beautiful quickly. If you watch this and you do end up attracting something in the next week, drop it in the comments, because I want to know what you did differently and what you ended up attracting. I want to know what you said to yourself, how you practice more positivity, how you energetically aligned yourself to receive what it is that you wanted. And don't forget, if your energy is the order form to the universe and positivity submits the request, then have the faith to make space for the delivery. Not doubt. Have the faith that it's coming, even if you think it's taking too long. Because what is time anyway? Right? All right, y'all. Another episode in the books. Like I said, this is the second to last of season 1. Oh my God. 30 episodes in, friends, and it has been a beautiful run with you. I am so damn grateful. Next episode, we're talking about being connected. Last episode of the season is about connection. You know I love connection. And I'm hella excited for what that looks like. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see in season 2, please drop those in the comments. I would love any feedback. hey, make this longer, make this shorter, add this in, more guests. Whatever it is that you want to see, I want to make sure that I am taking your suggestions into consideration for how I show up in season 2. As always, follow me on socials, man. Connect with me on social media. I would love to do more with you. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at It's Kenesha B. And you can follow the podcast on Insta, Threads, and TikTok at To The Crown Pod. That's the number 2, The Crown Pod. And I have the retreat coming up in 2026. Glow Forward is live and live in color. 6 days, 7 nights in Thailand with your girl, with community. Learning how to connect to our bodies and show up more in our magic. Taking the masks off. Feeling good about what it is that we want and not feeling shame or guilt for wanting it. We're learning how to use our light and to own it. Yeah. So if you're looking to do that with me and a group of beautiful souls, head over to www.itskeneshaB.com and register for the retreat. I would love to see you there. If you have any questions, drop them. I will answer all of them. And you can find me on social media where I've explained more about the retreat. I think you want to be there. I think you love it. If it made you feel tingly a little bit, then yeah, let's do this together. And last but not least, if you want to connect with me more intimately, I have my broadcast channel on Instagram. Go ahead and click the Growing to the Crown in my bio on IG, and that is my free broadcast community where I talk more about all the things, and I really get to know more people there. And so I would love to see you there as well. That's it, beautiful people. Follow the podcast on socials, subscribe, follow on Spotify Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. Leave me a review if this hit and did something really, really beautiful for you. And share this with a friend. Please share this with a friend because some of us need this message more than others. And many people need this message. You won't attract what you aren't. And being positive, you have to exude it to be able to attract it back. But if you ain't it, then you're going to have to get in alignment. All right, y'all. Love, love, love. Sending tons of love your way. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you next time. Ready? Get set. Let's grow. Peace.